Everyone, and welcome back to the Daily Dish with Candice Cooper. I'm trying to get my life together today, okay? We got to go to work. I had to pick up my car. And I just want to say, if you have a 2016 Honda CR-V, just keep it, because the new electronic version, the 2022, is everyone in the CR-V Facebook group yelled at me. They said, "You should have never gotten rid of the 2016. It was the best model." I was like, holy fucking shitballs. All right, sorry. I thought it'd be a better idea for me to get the newer one. They gave me a really good deal for my old one. So anyway, welcome back to the Daily Dish with Candice Cooper. I was listening to Jeff Lewis live before I got back home, and he has Erin Leachy and Nicole Ryan. Where is my... You guys, I have to go and find my eyeshadow palette. Hold on one second. Pause. Hold, please. Eyeshadow palette. Where are you? Okay, I got it. Okay, so Jeff has on Erin Leachy and Nicole Ryan, who is so fucking funny. I love her so much. She cracks me up. And they're talking about fur. They went to the furrier. Jeff and Nicole Ryan went to the furrier yesterday in New York City to go and get Monroe, I guess, like part of her Christmas gift. And I do want to say, Jeff, when I was little, and now mind you, my mom was just a waitress in New Jersey. So her having me, I feel like I have like Annie taste inherently. I'm a Capricorn, so I love quality. But I must have been like 4 years old, and my mom was walking me through the Macy's to get to the mall, and I spotted a rabbit coat, and it was black and it was white, and it was so incredibly gorgeous. I was probably like 4 years old, but I threw a fit in the Macy's because I wanted that rabbit coat so badly. And I did, in fact, maybe I was 7. I did, in fact, end up getting the rabbit coat. Now, I'm from New Jersey. It is hace mucho frío in New Jersey. And also, my birthday is in January. So it was probably, knowing my family, like a combined gift of Christmas and birthday. So Jeff... Oh, and I definitely told everyone it was a real rabbit coat. Now, my dad is Portuguese and Native American, so my mom would always be like, "Candice, you don't want to eat the little cows, right? Hamburgers are cows." And I was like, okay, and get in my fucking belly. And my dad would always get me the little rabbit's feet. You know, and my mom would be like, "Candice, you know that those are little real rabbits." And I was like, okay, and like she's like, she's Native American. She's Native American. That's like the Native American part of her. But I always loved a leather good, loved a fur, and I have my great grandmother's mink coat. I also had the fox coat, but I like it was dehydrated, so I like went like this one time and the whole back split, and I was so mad because that coat was so incredibly gorgeous. But Jeff is so funny. He's hungover as shit. They went to their, I guess it was like a Radio Andy event, and Jeff is talking about how he needs an apartment in New York because he's in New York all the time. And he hit on John Hill, second hour. I haven't listened to it yet, but John Hill is on the second hour. Annie is so funny. You know what? I love Jeff as a girl dad. he 150 million% is a girl dad. And I think it was 3 or 4 years ago when they tried to transfer the male embryo to the surrogate and it didn't take. I just think that Jeff is meant to be a girl dad. Like, he's a good dad to Kian and Shane, but he spoils Annie. And I think it's fucking adorable. So Annie said that last night when they were trying to say goodbye. Jeff kept going, Annie, I love you. I love you. So Jeff adores Annie. And you know what? If Annie makes him happy, she is adorable. I do follow her on Instagram. I love that Jeff has all of this love in his life because, you know, Jeff lost his mom when he was very, very young. And when his parents got divorced, and you could hear all of this on Heal to Feel, MJ's podcast, when his dad and mom got divorced and separated, Jeff did go live with his father. So I think Jeff has been searching, especially we know since Zoila, and he really has been searching for that family. And as a gay man, you have to kind of, or as like a single woman, you have to kind of like piece together your own family because it's a little bit unconventional. But I think that he's such a good dad to Annie, and Annie loves him so much. And I think that that's wonderful. So I completely am so happy that he has her. And he's got Key, and he's got Shane, and he's got, you know, he's got his whole crew. He's doing good. Yeah, I did my makeup earlier today, but before I go to work, I just need to like re-zhuzh it up. So their jokes about the little animals, though, I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys are fucking terrible. Screaming. They're just so terrible. But it's a vintage fur, and I say the same thing. You know, all my furs were passed down. My great-grandmother died when she was 97. I was like 30 years old when she died. Or maybe I was like 28 when she died. But the furs are old, so I really don't feel bad wearing them. Anyway. What do I have? Oh, it's like a little phantom hair. Oh, thank you. Super good vibes. Yeah. You're also single. That's okay. You know, I was married when I was in my 20s, and I never got married again. And honestly, I don't think I will ever get married again. I am happy to be like the cool, fun auntie, or a nice little like lavender marriage. Yeah, I don't think we're going to do too much. Bethany said Jesus loves us all. Jesus is our homeboy. We also love you, Jesus. All right, we're going to put a little sunscreen on the back of our hands. This is the Supergoop Mineral Sheer Sunscreen. I have today left of work, and tomorrow, and then Sunday. And then Monday, I have a dermatologist appointment because I have to go get my skin cancer check. My grandma had it on her face, and my grandfather had it on his face and his head because he was bald, and he was a hairstylist, but then he went into construction when they started having kids, and he most likely didn't wear a hat. So at the end, we were like, patchwork. He looks like patchwork. They would just like cut it out, then patch it in. He looked crazy at the end. So I try to do what I can when it comes to sunscreen. I do have sunscreen on my face right now. And so I cleanse, I tone, I put the sunscreen on, and then I put my makeup on. If you want to know what I use under my eyes, I use the RMS And I forget what color it is. Oh, it is CNO3. So it's like a cool, natural level 3 for RMS. And then I just wear like a little bit of blush. I keep it super, super simple. I don't have, oh, you love this live. I'm so happy you're here. I keep the makeup super simple. A little bronzer on the nose. Bring it up. What do we think? I feel like I can't wait to listen to the second hour of Jeff Lewis Live, because he's going to have, who's he going to? John Hill. And Jeff was super hitting on John Hill last night. I cannot wait to hear what John has to say, because John Hill is sober and the chumps are not sober. And they were having a fucking ball. So now I guess they set up confessionals at the Radio Andy party. Nicole Ryan and her husband Matt went into the confessional. They were wasted. And I guess Matt started telling the confessional how they would hire a driver and buy a bunch of DR star GS, DR, and have the driver drive them around. They would do the party favors in the car, and then as the guy was driving them around. So holy shit, if you haven't listened to Jeff Lewis Live today, get on the app, get on the SiriusXM app, and fucking do it. Okay, this is like an Easter egg that only Jeff Lewis fans will appreciate. I think I follow Jackie Schimmel on my Instagram page, which is your_beauty alchemist, mine. And she looked like Stewie in her video the other day. So I sent a message to Jackie Schimmel and I said, oh my gosh, you look so much like Stewie. And she did not like that. Now, me personally, I grew up in a family, and also I was like a child model, and they made us model like really doofy fucking clothes. But also my family is just ruthless. So when I had like a bob with bangs, my sister and brother would just send me pictures of Lord Farquaad all day. So I have a very good sense of humor about myself. I mean, I collect fucking rocks, for Christ's sake. So, you know, I can laugh at myself. So Jackie Schimmel messages me back and she's like, oh, you're a holistic hairstylist? What kind of person sends this? And I was like, Schimmel, you are one of my favorite co-hosts on Jeff Lewis Live. If anyone can take it, you could take it. Also, she's loaded, okay? You can't be, and she's pretty. It was just like how her hair looks. She looks like Stewie sometimes, okay? And Zach Noe Towers looks like he should be cast on Reno 911. And Stassi Schroeder looks like Jar Jar Binks. Okay? I can't even hold it in. Yes, got a new sub. Yeah, guys. So Schimmel wrote me back and she was like, basically she was like, you're an F&B. And I was like, no, I just have a really good sense of humor about myself. And I sent her a picture of me modeling this doofy Butterick Patterns hat. Okay? And then I had to go to school and people were like, you're an absolute dork. Schimmel, if you don't have thick skin, which I think you do, but you also do look like Stewie, and that's okay, because Stewie is cute. Stewie's adorable. If you guys haven't listened today, jump on Oh, you have about 50,000 subs. Well, I only have about 3,000, but we're working our way up there. I am a dork. Tears of prayers. I am a dork. I am 100% a dork, and I don't care. We're going to do a little eyeliner. I feel like my eyes just look better with a little eyeliner. I look less Lord Farquaad-y. Right? I don't know. It's Friday, and we're all gonna have a gorgeous day today. Lord Farty. Actually, I love farting. It's my favorite. I think it's really good for you. No donate button. I don't think, like, can you donate? I don't even know how to create a donate button, but maybe I should. You guys let me know. I'm wild. So I do want to say, do I put them in jars and sell them? No, but there's that girl on TikTok, and she was like, I bought this house with selling my farts in jars, and I'm ready to set up my super chat. Let's see. How do I do that? It says start a poll, start a Q&A. I have no clue how to do that, but Mr. EJ Greer, I'm going to have to figure it out. We'll set up a little donation button. I went and got my facial yesterday, or no, 2 days ago, Wednesday. So good. And I will say, a facial a month keeps your skin so nice. I don't think I'm going to wear mascara today. No smoky eye. Oh no, it's raining. Do you get magnetization? What? I can do that, tears of prayers. Recycling. What? It's eco-friendly. I'm lessening my carbon footprint. What's up, Hilton Maria? Oh, I have to get monetization. Okay. I'm from America. I'm originally from the East Coast. Yikes. I mean, I'm going to assume who is on their computer on the chats putting these crazy things in the middle of the day. I'm going to work. So I'm also going to pop a little, should we pop a little RMS on? Let's pop a little. Biggie, obviously, because when I was younger, I lived not far from where Biggie grew up. So when I was young, living in Brooklyn, in my early 20s, the Marcy stop off the JMZ, right? That's where Jay-Z, Biggie. Where was Biggie? What part of Brooklyn was he in? Was he in Bed-Stuy? Or was he in Willie B? Because Bed-Stuy is not that far. Oh my gosh, you're my second subscriber. I am still in my early 20s, you're right. Oh, no fighting, you guys. I can't tell my age. I'm ageless, baby. I'm ageless. All right. It's time for us to go. I do want to leave this note. Like, I want to leave on this note. I think Jeff should get an apartment in New York City. And I think that he should do twice a month in New York just to give us all a little variety. He'll get different housewives on. He'll get different, comedians on, because East Coast and West Coast are so different. We need a little variety. Hello. Oh, thank you. My skin is great. Thank you. Well, when will I be back on live? I'm trying to get back into doing a live 5 days a week. I'm trying to narrow my focus because 2 years ago or a year ago, I had the podcast and I have my TikTok. If you want, you can give me a follow on TikTok. The Reluctant Feminist. Who the fuck wants to have to be a feminist, but here we are. I'm from the East Coast. I was just in LA. Oh, you're very sweet, Johnny. Thank you. But I was just in LA. I've lived in LA. I've lived in Brooklyn. I've lived in Manhattan. I've bopped and lived all over. So I definitely know the difference between East Coast and West Coast. Jeff, give us a little variety. Go rent an apartment, buy an apartment, whatever. And you could put your kids up. And Shane and Kian, and you could tuck them in at night, get like a 3-bedroom, nice little apartment, tuck your kids in at night, make sure they're safe, they're adhering to their curfew, because I know that Jeff likes his kids in bed before 1:30 in the morning. A brief overview of my channel. Oh, Christian, your roommate asked about my skincare routine. Girl dinner. Well, simple. I feel like I do a lot of internal, so like B vitamins, chlorella, chlorophyll, spirulina, no dairy, limited beans, limited nightshade vegetables, but I do eat potatoes. I think it starts like from the inside. If your roommate wants to be on their skincare journey, immediate parasite cleanse. The gut is the foundation for everything in our body. Our skin is our biggest living organism. So it's a very complex, I clean my face at night with almond oil, and then I wash it with a face wash from Sprouts. I use a lot of rose water. I don't wear a lot of makeup. It's, we'll do a video on that. So if you guys are wondering what is my channel about? Pop culture, astrology, beauty stuff, fashion, commentary. It's just kind of, I have a Gemini rising. So I have a lot of interests, and I've always been this way since I was this big. My mom was like, I don't even know what to do with this kid. Get her to New York City and put her on TV. Yeah. So I'm a Capricorn with a Gemini rising. So this is my Capricorn tat. And everyone thinks I'm in the Illuminati. And I'm like, I live in a 1-bedroom with popcorn ceilings. I don't think I'm in the right tax bracket to be in the Illuminati. I don't think that they would let me in. So, oh, you're sweet. Thank you. Oh, a fellow earth sign, a Virgo. I love a Virgo. They always dress. They always have like great style. Maybe like a messy closet or a messy car. Like Virgos are very detail oriented. Their house will be immaculate, but then like you open their cabinets and like shit will fall out on you. So they're funny little, and they're ruled by Mercury too. So they're probably good communicators, entertainers. But yeah, that's like a little bit about my channel. I love talking about Jeff Lewis. I talk about Jeff Lewis a lot. He is my main source of entertainment because I love to laugh. We could also talk about Rachel Feinstein. She was so funny. But also, I was like, she's a political comedian. And we all know that like Jeff doesn't love politics on his channel, so he really wasn't saying too much, but Nicole Ryan was kind of like filling in and laughing for him. So, but Rachel Feinstein is funny, and I would love to see her back on Jeff Lewis Live soon. That was the first time he had ever had her on, and I guess that she was on because she has her Netflix special coming out. But yeah, Rachel's stories about her childhood immediately overshadowed the nude family. Nicole Ryan being a nude family. Like Rachel, I love it. And she was so truthful. It's like, she's like, my mom is like this super, liberal, bleeding heart, just like implicitly trust anyone who isn't white to the point of like racism again. It was so funny. If you haven't caught that episode, catch it. It was Jeff had Rachel Feinstein and Nicole Ryan on together, and they were very, very funny. But I love you guys, and I gotta run. You like my accent. Thank you. Every once in a while it peeks out. Oh, Johnny, I could talk about Aries for days, but I gotta run. I gotta get out of here. So don't forget, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll be here like 5 days a week talking about pop culture and everything else going on in the world. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I will see you back here either tomorrow or Monday.